to understand why a horse like this, a little Mustang, could survive a 3,000-mile race across the Arabian desert, much less compete against the Arabian breed. You have to kind of go back a good 400 or 500 years to the old world and see where they came from.
The first horses to arrive in North America are believed to have come over with Cortez in the year 1519. He brought 16 Iberian horses. Eventually, these horses became most concentrated in the area of New Mexico.
The Spaniards encountered the Pueblo tribes, including Acoma, Hopi, several others. They conquered those people, suppressed the native religions, and they used them as agricultural labor and also as herdsmen.
They became excellent horsemen, but never content under Spanish rule, they eventually revolted.
The Indian uprising allowed several thousand horses to actually escape. So those horses were actually taken by Indians who were knowledgeable of the horse. They had been taught to use it by the Spaniards, and now they had the opportunity to use them.
Before Spanish contact with the New World, the Native Americans did not have horses. So they were largely confined to river valleys or places they could get to in a day's walk. You couldn't be more than a day's walk from water, for example.
With the arrival of the horse into these cultures, there was an incredible change in tribal mobility, in self-identity.
When you're at ground level, you're intimidated by a lot of things. When you get on a horse, you're the intimidator then.
The hunting ranges expanded. Warfare changed in its technique.
When a first white man seen the first mounted warrior running at him at 30 miles an hour, it was an intimidating sight.
Every tribe has a legend, as you would say, of how they acquired this, the horse.
When the Indians saw the first one the Spanish brought over, how it could run, carry a man through battle, become his friend for life, I figured it had to be a sacred animal.
A holy dog, or sacred dog. There's where the name comes, Shunkawakam.
For Lakota people, a horse symbolizes the ability to carry burden and responsibility. It meant that you walked with a respect towards that which is beyond yourself. The horse was one of the most powerful symbols that you could ever have as being a part of your power.
According to my belief system, the Shunkawakam is a gift.
I think horses have about the best qualities of any animal, bar none. I think they're a beautiful animal, and that's why I paint them.
Over time, the various tribes began to selectively breed these horses for their needs. The Blackfeet and other Plains tribes bred their horses for buffalo running.
They have to be fast, of course, because buffalo are awful fast, quick. They could turn on a dime. And the horses knew exactly what to do. They rode right up to the buffalo and were ready to veer if that buffalo turned toward them. These horses were special. They were like race horses.
They actually did a great job of trading horses so that southern-bred Mustangs went to the north, northern-bred Mustangs came south, eastern Mustangs went west, our western horses came east to give us a real American horse.
The Spanish inadvertently brought to them the animal that would turn these people into the finest light cavalry the world had ever seen.
Tell me, Mr. Hopkins, what breed is your stud?
Hidalgo's a Mustang, man.
Mustang?
Horse of the Red Indian, small, hearty, mixed blood of Spanish origin.
Galveston, Texas.
Many people do not like Mustangs because these horses will not take abuse. Mustangs will just tell anyone who rides them to do it right or get off and walk. And most of them are capable of making you walk if they're not treated right. Frank T. Hopkins.
Most people have a preconceived ideal that they're just all real mean and crazy, and they go out handling them like that.
Hard to approach them, but if you can get close enough, they really, each of them have very strong individual personalities.
That horse will fight you because he has fought all elements to live, and he fought off animals, mountain lions, bear, whatever, you know. It's just in his nature to fight when something is really endangering him.
Some people discount their size, but most horse-using cultures that succeeded used horses about this size.
The old boys knew it because they claimed, you see, praise the big but saddle the small.
Genghis Khan rode a horse that was even smaller than these and conquered the world, so.
They are a lighter made animal. They don't have the thickness, they still have the depth in their chest floor and all for their heart and lungs.
They're fairly deep chested, but the chest is narrow, and that helps the horse, so when they get hot, they can get rid of the heat easier than a thicker horse.
Their flexion is tremendous, side to side. This allows them to be a very smooth ride, so that most of the shock goes to the legs, isn't translated to their back.
They can go for great distances without water. They're used to living in the desert. They're used to very dry climates.
For a modern breed is generally speaking stronger in the hind quarter. Our horse is stronger in the forequarter. In other words, we have front wheel drive. And our front wheel drive horses are able to pull up over inclines, handle rock, and give us a smoother ride in general.
They're sounder. You never hear of a Spanish Mustang having problems with their feet and legs.
Our little back is one of the very strong points of our horses. If you take a sawhorse and another sawhorse and lay a board across it, the further you take the sawhorses apart, the more likely the board is to rake if it bears weight. The same goes for their back. The shorter back gives strength. These horses are one in a million. They're Picassos, they're not screen prints. And I think that's why Frank Hopkins rode one.
What in hellfire? Let's go, brother.